Now, Chef Andrew Gruel, he's the executive chef and owner of several great restaurants. He's also a great guy. Chef, great to have you with us.
Hi, Chef.
Wonderful to be here. Good to see you.
Full disclosure, I think José Andrés is a wonderful chef. He's also very close with a lot of Democrats, and he does a lot to feed people in need around the world.
Yes.
And I will say this, Chef, about his restaurant's proposal here. They're absolutely right, because you cannot cook certain foods with electric heat.
Yeah, 100%. This is not about the chef at all. This actually underscores the fact that this is not a serious this isn't a serious statute, right? This isn't a serious proposal. This is just really virtue signaling, as we've talked about, and we can get into all the reasons why they're pushing this ban. But I think I should also use this opportunity to express to everybody that, remember, if we switch everything from gas to electric by the very standards they're using to push this, it's actually worse for the environment, because you are now one step away from the source, which is less efficient, and you're using natural gas and coal in order to produce that electricity. It makes absolutely no sense. So actually, kudos to Chef here for making sure that we highlight how absurd this is and him pushing forward. The question is, are all the small mom and pops and everybody else going to be able to get the same treatment?
Of course not, but hopefully he can lead the way for them, especially because he does. I mean, I will give him credit for this. He does look out for a lot of underserved people around the world and here in this country. And, this is a real hardship for small mom and pop businesses who don't have the resources to fight back against this.
It's simply not fair, and it's not fair for average Americans. And on the list of issues in California, where I used to live as well, I think this gas stove thing is just absolutely ridiculous. They can't even balance a budget, and now they're going after folks like this. It brings us to also another thing that
don't forget, they got, as Dave Chappelle told us last week, they got people defecating in front of restaurants. Gas stoves, but gas stoves are the real problem in San Francisco.
That's what we need to go after. No, it's so fair, and it's so sad to see it all in disarray. But let's talk about hardworking Americans, whether it be a mom and pop or someone who is waiting on you at a restaurant. Andrew, there is the Treasury Department, the IRS, that will be targeting service workers' tips. They try to say that they're going after billionaires and they're hiring all these agents to make sure people pay their fair share, but it's really not the case. We know that it's just the guise of they want to look into our records if we have $600 in our bank accounts. But it really does trickle down to folks that you have as staff. Tell us about the personal side to this and how it will impact your staff when the IRS starts digging into hardworking people.
Well, it's just going to be another huge administrative step. So the servers now are going to have to claim 100%, which they should be claiming all their tips right now. That's obviously what we suggest to everybody. But especially on cash tips, sometimes they're not 100% claimed, or they're underreporting just because they're not properly accounting for it. And we're not talking the likes of hundreds of thousands of dollars here. We're talking about a couple $100s, right, here and there. And if they don't reconcile, the IRS will retroactively go back and they will tax you on that money that you didn't claim. Once again, a couple $100s, but here's the kicker. But then they'll throw penalties and they'll throw interest on the penalties into that, plus the amount of money it's going to cost you to do the audit. And this is also now on the business itself. So even though I am not allowed to push anybody to claim a certain number of cash tips, it's their money, they make it table side, I will get in trouble for whatever they don't claim as a business owner, and then I'll pay the same amount of penalties when it comes to, interest and the grand penalty amount.
That's ridiculous. Yeah. How can you be accountable for people if they don't have, obviously people maybe can't even afford accounting, and this is, confusing to them and what they're reporting. That's insane.
And there's also that Syracuse University study that looked at who actually gets audited by the IRS, and it is working class folks far and away get audited way more than anyone else in this country. You wonder why they want 87,000 new IRS agents. Those are the folks they're coming after. Waiters and waitresses, servers, and hardworking Americans. Chef, great to see you. Good luck out there in California. I don't know how you do it.
What's for lunch today?
Yeah.
That's what I want.
Yeah. What is that? What's for lunch today at the Gruel House?
Today we're going to do a double stuffed lobster roll with a little brown butter on top. I got one set aside for both of you.
Oh my gosh.
Well, I'm originally from Boston. A lobster roll. Can't go wrong with that, Chef.
Sounds delicious, Chef. Great to see you. Thank you.
Thank you.
Thanks for having me.